Okay, Kenny.
Yes, sir.
What is today? Is today Tuesday? Yeah, today's Tuesday, right?
Hey, man, we're still at the beginning of the week.
Hey man. Hey man, they say time flies when you're having a good time, man. I'm losing track of days out here. Ladies and
Yes,
gentlemen,
sir.
welcome back to the Yas Daily Show. We talk a lot about
Welcome
crypto
back.
adoption and a lot of other good stuff. So, without further ado, actually, before we jump into the juice here, let me point out that we are having a giveaway. $500
$500
worth of Cardano. Okay,
Yes, sir.
once we get to 5,000 subscribers, and all you have to do to be entered is to subscribe, like, share the video. Once we get
slowly
there,
creeping there, though.
what was that?
We are slowly creeping there.
Oh, we're getting there, man. Slowly
Yeah,
but
thanks for
surely.
watching.
You know,
Text.
they say slow and steady wins the race.
Yes, sir.
So we're getting there. Well, jumping right into the markets here. Okay, Kenny, how are we looking like today?
Well, we got some major dips going on today.
Right.
They're still within the channel, but there were some strong ones. As you can see, Ethereum is down to 16.5, and I think it has a lot to do with the current change of the protocol.
Right.
But then of course Bitcoin is coming back stronger, but the price action is going down. So something interesting there. The gas fees from Ethereum is kicking their butt, and I think that has a lot to do with the dominance for Ethereum going now as well.
Right.
I mean, you and I were trying to make some transfers, I think, over the weekend.
Yeah,
And yeah, those gas fees were
The
way
gas
higher
fees are
than
outrageous,
the amount I was
man.
trying to transfer.
Yeah, it was costing more than it was to actually what we're actually trying to
Cash
transfer.
itself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but again, gas fees have been rising, and it's been pointing more to DeFi, right? There's been a massive
the DeFi
increase in the
world.
use of DeFi, and when there is massive traffic on the blockchain, things tend to run up. So hopefully that changes direction here. But I will say this though, my prayers are being answered. Ethereum is falling. This means we can buy a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
there we go. Before we move on, let's just look at Shiba Inu, because I know Shiba Inu is your baby, man. Sitting there at 29.
Hey, it was at 26, dropped down to 31, up to 29. I'm not sure what they're doing there. That was
Right.
this article I read that said Shiba Inu is gonna go up to 1 cent, and then to eventually 10 cents.
Right.
I have to say there's a possibility because of all the wonderful DeFi and NFT and all those projects that they're working on.
Of course.
I think we're actually staking some of our Shiba.
Yeah,
coins
we're
at the
sticking
moment.
Shiba somewhere on the actually on the
Shiba swap.
Shibu Dex platform. So, well, we're going to take another look into that and see how that is going as well.
Yeah.
Well, moving on here, hedge funds see the crypto market decline as an investment opportunity. Of course they do. I'm just going to read a little bit of this here. Crypto market capitalization is down more than 40% since its 2.5 trillion high back in early May. But institutional
Just a few months ago.
investors, what is that?
Just a few months ago.
That's only a few months ago. That is correct. That is correct. And things have been read since then. Investors continue to pile into the market, despite Bitcoin losing over half of its United States dollar value, and all coins tanking almost 70%. Yeah, it's been painful. On average, big money players like hedge funds are still taking up digital currency investment positions. So, I mean, this is what we talk about here all the time, right? Buying the dip.
So if you're buying into a coin that is not a meme coin, right?
Of course.
And it's a coin that has value, that has a functionality,
Yes.
right? Then you do what they are doing. If you're just buying coins just to say, oh, you know what, this coin might go from 2 cents to $10, then good luck for you. These guys are smart. They're buying coins that create value, that has functionalities to the industry. Ethereum, Bitcoin, Ether, Aave, those kind of guys, Polygon, Matic, those are the kind of things that these guys are investing in. So
Absolutely.
you just might want to think about your investment strategy. Don't think that you know it all. These guys know what they're doing here, and that's why you see some of the dips that we're seeing. These guys are not going to pay the high prices for them.
Absolutely. And this
the-
is also why we do the research, right? This is why we have even tools that we pay for to assist with our research, finding those coins and those cryptos that are very functional and has a very high probability of winning. There is software like, not to plug token metrics, but token metrics sponsor us. But things like that are very useful for these things, and this is also why we share this information. So actually, we're having a Zoom call right next Saturday, is it? Yeah. So in maybe once we set up the calendar, I will start dropping the link in our description. So if anyone wants to join us on that Saturday to just learn more about crypto and see some of the stuff we're doing, you are welcome.
Let's do it.
Absolutely. Well, moving on then. S&P Dow Jones indices launch new cryptocurrency indices. Okay, Kenny.
Yeah, the SPY bank, right?
Right.
It's one of our major banks that pay us off
Hey,
every other day, but also
Spy
kicks our butt
listen,
when
I
it
love
was.
Spy, man. Spy is lit.
Yeah, but when the S&P now has an index
Right.
For crypto, if you click on continue reading on Cointelegraph,
Yes, absolutely. Let's do that.
um, then you'll be like, okay, what am I sitting on the sideline for? These guys know what they're doing. The S&P has a list of some serious, really strong companies, and for them to now put together an index for just crypto, you need to figure out what's in those index.
Right.
If you want to just invest in the individual crypto, look at those indexes, see what they're investing in. Otherwise, just invest in the index, and definitely you're gonna. I mean, we're not financial advisors,
By
but
no
it
means.
should pay off in the long term.
Definitely. Again, I think it really comes down to just doing your research. But this is good news for crypto adoption. It says that
Big
crypto
news.
is here to stay, right?
Big news.
So, and as far as the way I look at it, I think that crypto investing is probably going to prove to be stronger than the conventional market over time. Right.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be a much more faster, efficient financial system.
Right. So, excited
Maybe
for
even
this.
more secure.
Definitely, I think it's definitely going to be more secure, especially when having things like automated market makers eliminates the possibility of people like Robinhood
Hey.
doing what they do.
Somebody's
Yeah.
gonna fight back.
Exactly.
But
So we're in there. We're definitely in there. You know? Ethereum price dragged down below 2K as US inflation hits highest level since 1991. We were talking a little bit about what the correlation of crypto or Ethereum and inflation would be here, and mm, it's
I'm
shaky. That title there. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sort of tempted to go to go and hurry up and buy Ethereum now, because
Right.
now I can actually afford to buy one share
Hey,
of Ethereum. But I'm gonna wait because the charts, the script analysis are telling us that it might still go a little bit further down.
Right.
But back to this article though. Long story short, right? Ethereum, just like we said at the beginning of the show,
right.
this freaking gas fees are kicking our butts.
This
The
is true.
current protocol is kind of convoluted in a way that it's kind of slow.
Yeah.
You make a transaction, you gotta wait 15 minutes, 10
Depending on
minutes sometimes.
depending on the traffic on the network, it could be 15
Yeah,
minutes.
so
Yeah.
they currently proof of work,
Right.
right? And that has been a major energy chunker,
Right.
and it's very into mining and whatever. So they're not trying to go into proof of stake, and that whole transition of that protocol is going to cost them some followership. It's going to cost them some investments. Long
Right.
story short, that has something to do with this. The fact that hedge funds are also getting into crypto also has to do with this. I don't think this all inflation news has a lot to do with what's going on with Ethereum. I think that someone is just trying to use the title to try to combine them,
Right.
because inflation in the market should actually drive people to crypto. So if people are going into crypto, are people buying more? Which we're not seeing that. We're just seeing people buying the dip, and
Absolutely.
maybe the hedge funds buying more Ethereum and more Bitcoin and so on and so forth.
Right.
That's what's driving the cost, but I don't think that's a direct correlation between. I guess the correlation would be people are flooding the stock market and going into crypto.
Yeah. So
But
I don't think
we're
when
not seeing the
when
numbers though.
yeah when we look at the when you look at Ethereum and I guess the U.S. economy and inflation, the correlation is what I also fail to see, right? You know, there's this part here where it says traders sold off Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies on the news, pointing to fears that continuously rising inflation rate would prompt the US federal government to withdraw its quantitative easing policies.
But the US federal government is not quantitative easing crypto.
Dude, I mean, these articles, man, sometimes I read them and it's, whew, these people are all over the
I don't have
place.
time to write articles, but
Yeah,
I think I
man.
got some interesting ones to put out there.
It's very interesting. But again, to an extent, I think that this is a little bit misguiding, if you will. I think there are other reasons why Ethereum is moving downward right now, for sure. Obviously, there's been a lot of manipulation coming up to this point, right? And then we have the rise of gas fees, which would discourage people from engaging in trading so much. And of course, as we know, the gas fees were also rising because of all the recent increase in transactions pointing to DeFi, right? As I mentioned earlier. So it's a couple of things going on there, but is it directly related to inflation? I have my doubts about that, and but I'm still happy because now it's moving to a point where I can buy it. Go ahead.
This is a good point for Cardano to hurry up and get their proof of stake out.
Yes.
Because Ethereum still has some work to do to transition from proof of work to proof of stake.
Yes.
And if they can get it out, a lot of people will transition from using the Ethereum platform to Cardano.
Absolutely. And I would say if Ethereum successfully transitions over to proof of stake versus proof of work, this will definitely run up the price.
Yeah.
So I'm here for it. I actually bought a little bit of Ethereum this morning, so I'm excited for that. And we'll keep averaging down. Moving on to some Scribble analysis.
Yeah. Before we go, and if you're watching this right now and you don't understand what we're talking about, we're gonna put a link for our next educational video.
Right.
Again, that's what we do here. You can come and learn about crypto and what all of this means.
Exactly. So as we were just about to jump into Scribble analysis, that we got an alert for Cardano. It actually came down to an alert point from yesterday. So I am going to buy a little bit. We just
planned that yesterday too.
Yeah, I am going to buy just a little bit more because I think it might make it all the way down to 115 there, 115, 116.
Yeah, I was looking at the TTM on my RSI on my MACD on my side here, and I'm thinking, okay, this might actually track down a little bit further, so I'm gonna just a little tiny bit more.
Absolutely.
Before I head on to my Cardano.
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, I was looking at it, and I'm not gonna buy the full amount I was planning to initially. I'm just gonna do a little bit. Yeah, as we see that.
But yeah,
there.
see, so if it comes across to that line in the first week of August.
Absolutely.
Or if it goes towards the end of July.
Yeah.
That could be that point of inception where then it goes up.
Down there. Yeah. So I mean that's still
is that
everything
a downward facing triangle?
It looks like it. Hang on, let's see here. Let's see, where do we want to take this one from? From the bottom here, maybe?
Yeah, it's fine. You can even use the current green trend line and even keep it there. That will still result of the same thing, the same activity. It's not gonna. I don't think it's going to bounce off.
I don't think so.
I think if you use the green one, which holds that strong support line,
yeah, right
and
here.
the point at which the strong support line intersects the current trend line, might equal that could be a major event at that point.
Well, we'll see what happens. I know it's definitely going to break down from that red line I just added there.
It's going to go further past that. So that we can't use that analysis in this case because it doesn't support what the RSI and the TTM is doing.
Exactly. So, well, we're just going to watch it, keep an eye on it, and I'm not going to buy the full amount that I wanted to buy, but just a little bit, and then I'll buy a little bit more, averaging down once it gets to 115, 116 area. Look,
and if you notice that candle, that very long red candle that happened way back in May. Someone knew what was going to happen way back in May 19th or so. Some news came out. I'm not sure who knew what was going on, but ever since then.
You remember this was when there was like this massive amount of FUD coming out and a bunch of millionaires selling out their shares to liquidate one person, and it was actually captured on Twitter and all that good stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
We
yeah.
actually have a video about it. So if you roll back a couple months,
Yep,
you would see. Uh,
yep.
but yeah, that definitely was the downfall. Ever since then, things have been. But again, going through that Wyckoff theory as well. So that is something that we can use for an analysis, and we'll see where it
Yep.
goes from there.
So
Well,
we're probably doing the second test at this point then.
yes,
Phase C.
absolutely. I agree with that. Ethereum moving down. Yeah, dude, I feel like yesterday we spoke about this and I kind of mentioned this a little bit, but I think this is moving right to where we
That white
predicted.
line is.
Exactly. So
Yep.
1700. No, I'm just gonna keep slowly loading. I actually bought a
Yeah,
little bit
close
this
to
morning.
1700. Yep.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna average down once we get closer to that 1700 mark there.
Yep.
Other than that, still cruising within the lines that we put there. So Ethereum is still really just a matter of averaging down and holding. Diamond hands.
Yeah. Yeah. Similar to what happened with Cardano.
Right.
It's testing that support line.
Mm. This is Bitcoin now here we're looking at. So yesterday when we spoke about it, I mentioned that I think that from there, I added that arrow there and I said I think it was going to be moving downward from that point, maybe close to 30K. As you can see, a new candle formed now sitting on that line and it's moving in that direction. So we'll see how much further it goes before things start to turn around.
Yeah, unless there's no new variable in the market with the current variables that we have in the market and
Right.
the ongoing forward,
Right.
yes, this trend should continue. But if something dramatic happens in the market and changes the current direction, then we might see a new trend. But the current trend is still facing downwards.
Absolutely. Well, feeling pretty good about this one. Compound is one that has been doing pretty decently for me. Somehow, in the midst of all the madness, Compound seems to be
I
shaking
think
it
I
off.
have on my compound staked somewhere.
Oh yeah, you have your Compound. It's sitting on MetaMask. So I actually have to go look at
Yeah.
that later on tonight. Well, that is it for today, ladies and gentlemen. Not much going on in the markets, but there's definitely some. There's definitely a lot going in the world of crypto adoption. And hopefully, man, everyone is in on this journey and taking opportunity of this, I guess, evolution that we're crossing into, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Kenny,
It's
before we
funny you
close
said
it out,
evolution.
hey, it is an it is an evolution,
Because
man.
that was gonna be my word of the day.
Ooh.
I was educating myself last week on the story and the history of money, right?
Right.
And if you look at how money came into play, the paper currency that we're using now
Yes.
actually was a big battle for you to even start using paper currency. It was coins,
Right.
And then it was silver and gold and all that stuff, and
Yeah.
all the old battle system. We are going through an evolution in terms of currency,
Yeah.
and we're moving to a new digital age in money, financial transactions, and again, we're not financial advisors.
Yeah.
Don't be left behind. Just like a lot of people got left behind in the .com ages and in the operating system ages.
Absolutely. Listen, I think any community that is going through any sort of version of financial oppression stands to win a lot from this. And I haven't figured out a way where we could probably participate more in helping people, but we're doing what we're doing right now to help those who are
we have a way.
closest.
It's just still classified. We can't tell people
Well,
yet.
true that. But I mean, here's the thing: what we're doing right now, right? We're doing our part to get those around us to get involved, right? So it begins with you and those around you, and then you continue spreading. So,
Sir.
and of course, like you said, we have ideas that we're working on, right? Slowly and surely, and eventually, I think that what we'll be able to do will be of a higher magnitude. So we'll keep chugging along. Any final words before we close it out, sir?
Hey, I just said it, man. Going through a financial evolution. Let's go. Let's get it.
Yes. Until next time, Chebum Brezen out.
Double low out.